Hey guys, welcome to another video. So today I want to show you more of an expose when it comes to false dealing. We looked at another video in the past dealing with false shuffles and false cuts and how they might be used in the context of card cheating, but today I want to take a look at false dealing. The false dealing that we're going to be talking about today is going to be the second deal. Now, there's many different types of false dealings. You could deal cards from the bottom, you could deal cards from the center, or you could deal cards from the top, from the second position. In that regard, the second deal comes in two different mainstream variations, which is the push-off second deal and the strike second deal. I personally favor the strike second deal because I tend to deal normally pretty fast, so the strike second seems to work more for me. That does not mean that this is the best and only technique. You should try them all out and see which one works better for you. But the concept of second dealing is simply to deal the card that's directly underneath the top card. So in this instance, we want to keep the top card. As card cheats, the idea is to maintain that high value card that we've controlled or glimpsed at the top and keep that for ourselves, dealing indifferent cards or inferior value cards to the other players and reserving that single important card for ourselves. In this case, you see that I put the Ace of Spades, which is a high value card, and I deal the card directly underneath it, which is an indifferent card, reserving the ace for myself. I can also put the Ace of Spades in the second position, so you can see it's really being dealt from the second position. As you can see, a perfectly normal deal, and there's the Ace of Spades. Here you can see a more exposed view where the Ace of Spades is turned face up, and you can see how it stays on top, and it's actually the card directly underneath it which gets dealt. Here I put the Ace of Spades face up, and you can see how it just melts out of the deck. It's very impressive, very visual. It looks very magical also. An extra pro tip would be to use a deck of cards that is borderless. That way, the design, that repeating design, is not being cut off by a white border, and that actually works as camouflage, camouflaging you moving the top card and dealing the second card. The biggest advantage to the second deal comes when you can identify the top card, and in that case a marked deck is used. In this instance, I don't have a marked deck, but I'm simply going to shuffle in the aces face up so that whenever I see an ace pop up, I'll deal directly underneath it, as I would if I were using a marked deck. And this is the most powerful and the best way to use a second deal. If you have that combination of a marked deck that you know the markings and you can glance at them in an instant, and you have a very good second deal, that combination is absolutely devastating when it comes to playing cards for money. That's not to say that the technique can be used in a more performance aspect, because as I said, it looks quite magical seeing that card just melt out of the deck and come out. So that's gonna be it for today, guys. I hope that you were able to catch a glimpse of more of a behind the scenes of how some of these stuff works. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next week for more videos on gambling sleight of hand.